guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Brittany if you are new here, and we're here for a reaction that is really related, to spooky season. We're in the spooky season, the month of Halloween. So today I wanted to check out horrifying things that happened on horror movie sets. We already know it probably is a creepy atmosphere when they're filming for these horror movies, especially when it's supernatural related. And for creepy and horrifying things to happen on set, I'll have to quit the movie. But we're gonna go ahead and get into this and see what these horrifying moments are. All right.
A lot of horror movies are legitimately scary, but in some cases, the events that took place on the sets of certain horror movies were more terrifying than the movies themselves.
Okay.
A number of horrifying incidents have taken place on the sets of some of the most successful horror movies of all time, before, during, or shortly after filming. Whether these incidents were fatal accidents, cruel twists of fate, or some sort of evil curse still remains debatable. Perhaps a good place to start would be the Amityville Horror House, whose events may start to seem even scarier when you...
One second before we get fully into it. After the video is over, make sure you comment below which one of these you think is the most creepy. All right.
Learn that horrors also took place on the sets for both the 1979 movie and the 2005 remake. The first Amityville movie starred James Brolin, who wasn't originally eager to take on the role, but eventually he accepted it because of something strange that happened. While reading the script one morning and getting to a scary section of the story, a pair of the actor's pants suddenly fell off a hanger, causing him to literally jump out of his chair in fright.
And that...
James, of course, saw this as a sign that he needed to take the role.
No, that's not a sign.
History. Fast forward to the 2005
that's
remake,
a sign not
Ryan
to take
Reynolds
it.
taking on the part that was originally played by James Brolin.
Okay.
During filming, Ryan Reynolds, along with other cast members, claimed that every morning at exactly 3:15 a.m. they would wake up.
No.
The reason why that's terrifying is because 3:15 a.m. was the exact time that Ronald DeFeo murdered his entire family in the house.
No.
It becomes a whole lot more creepy.
No.
At one point during filming, there was also an actual dead body that washed up near the filming set in the boathouse in the backyard of the house. Actors and crew members always suspected that there was an otherworldly presence during the filming of the movie.
Absolutely not.
Whether they were right or just overly paranoid, who knows?
Risk being actually haunted for the rest of your life because of a movie?
Is an unconventional horror movie that involves rabbis, Judaism, and a cursed Jewish relic called Dybbuk box that attaches itself to a young girl. A Dybbuk box is a wine cabinet claimed to be haunted by a Dybbuk, which is a malevolent wandering spirit that enters and possesses the body of a living person until exorcised. What happened on the set of the possession left even the star of the movie, Jeffrey Dean Morgan, feeling very uneasy, and he already had a lot of experience acting in horror movies and shows under his belt.
Right.
Some of the seemingly supernatural things that happened included lights exploding for no apparent reason, as well as chilly breezes wafting through closed sets for no particular reason. But the scariest incident occurred when the storage facility where all the movie props were being held caught fire and burned to the ground. A team of investigators concluded that the fire was not started from an electrical fault or arson, but the actual cause for the fire couldn't be determined. The Dybbuk box used in the movie, which played an important role in the movie, was destroyed in the fire, and the cast and crew later refused to allow the movie's producers to replace the Dybbuk box for fear that it was cursed.
Right. Absolutely stop
Conjuring
filming.
is a movie that's supposed to be based on the true story of the Perron family, who claim to be
tormented
by supernatural entities in their Rhode Island home in the 70s. While several of the family members spent time on the set during filming, the mother refused to go anywhere near it, as she was convinced that several unexplained events that plagued the filming of this movie...
First of all, then you got the family members who were actually haunted on set, you know, possibly still haunted, maybe not, because premise of the movie is they help them exorcise whatever was going on. No, I'm not. Wouldn't catch me.
Were proof that the spirits hadn't finished with them yet. For instance, when members of the Perron family were visiting, a furious gust of wind suddenly rose and seemed to swirl around them. However, nobody could see any movement in any of the trees just opposite them.
When the family members
you expect to see from any normal gust of wind. Just a couple days later, the hotel that the actors and movie crew were staying in caught fire and everyone had to be evacuated. And it doesn't end there. James Wan, the movie's director, recalls working late in his office one evening when his dog started growling at something. He would get up to investigate, but he couldn't find anything that would be antagonizing the dog.
Nah, because dogs see
However, the
stuff
dog
that we
had his
don't.
sights on something across the room.
I don't care what
It
nobody
seemed
say.
he had focused on an unseen entity in
Right.
one corner of the room.
Right.
James took a break from working after this, having been legitimately freaked out. Vera Farmiga, who played the role of a paranormal investigator in the film, refused to take the script home with her, as she said it made her feel uneasy.
But she continued
She
filming
also couldn't read it at night
in this
because she became
franchise.
paralyzed by fear whenever she tried.
Right.
After a phone call discussion with James Wan, Vera opened her laptop screen, and there were 3 digital claw marks from the upper right diagonal to the lower left.
Oh.
This wasn't the last time it happened, though. Her next experience came a few months later,
When she filmed the
literally
next
on the
part.
day that she completed work on The Conjuring. She returned home to upstate New York, and when she woke up the next day, she discovered what she describes as 3 claw mark bruises across her thigh.
That's why I don't understand how she still
In
agreed to
1983,
she must have
movie
signed
based on the Twilight Zone
a
series was
heavily
released.
binding contract
During filming,
for
actor
that
Vic
series
Morrow
of
was killed on the
movies.
set. Deaths on movie sets have happened many times, but what makes this extra disturbing is the fact that Morrow appeared to predict his demise just a year earlier.
Really?
A year before
And he
filming of the
still
Twilight
did?
Zone movie began, Vic took out a $5 million life insurance policy on himself, explaining to friends and family members that he had a premonition something bad was going to happen to him on an upcoming movie. He had seen it in a dream he had. Unfortunately, his premonition came true, because while filming a scene involving a helicopter for the Twilight Zone, the helicopter crashed and decapitated him. 2 child actors were also killed in the accident, which prompted a lengthy investigation and court case. It was later revealed in court that the movie's concept artist unintentionally drew an identical image in his sketches to what actually happened. A burned-out helicopter in the middle of a river, essentially foreshadowing the accident.
I don't like it.
Thicker, fuller, longer lashes without mascara? Yes, please.
The accident led to civil and criminal action
commercial
against
skipped.
the filmmakers, which lasted nearly a decade. One of the children's fathers testified that he heard John Landis, the director, instructing the helicopter to fly lower. All 4 parents testified that they were never told that there would be helicopters or explosives on set, and they had been assured that there would be no
heartbreaking.
danger, only a lot of noise. John Landis and 4 other crew members would be found not guilty on the 3 charges of manslaughter, having been the first time a director was charged due to a fatality on a film set.
Oh. What y'all
The
think? You think they should have been
1976
charged
film
with
The
it?
Omen is another horror classic following the tale of a young boy named Damien Thorne, who was replaced at birth by his father, unbeknownst to his wife, after their biological child died shortly after birth. As a series of mysterious events and violent deaths occur around the family, and Damien enters childhood, they come to learn he's in fact the Antichrist. The film almost wasn't going to be completed due to an alleged curse that surrounded filming of the movie.
And maybe it
So
shouldn't
many
happen.
horrible things happened on the set of The Omen that it can be comparable to the amount of bad things to happen in the movie. The tragedies began with the son of the lead actor Gregory Peck taking his own life as soon as filming began.
What?
The next incident was when a crew member suffered major injuries after getting into a car accident while driving to the set.
And
The
why are
tragedies
we
didn't stop there.
still filming
The
it?
scriptwriter's airplane was struck by lightning en route to the film's location.
Why we
And
finished
if that weren't
it?
enough, an airplane in which Gregory Peck and the movie's executive producer were traveling in was also struck by lightning in a separate incident. Harvey Bernhard, the producer, was on location in Rome when he was almost hit by a bolt of lightning himself. And believe it or not, the horrible luck
Are we
involving
seeing a
airplanes
trend?
continued. And it got much worse. One day, the crew had decided to use a private airplane to get from one film location to the other. However, just after the plane took off with a number of the crew on board, something went wrong and the plane went down, crashing into a road and hitting a car, which then crashed at a high speed into another vehicle. All 11 people involved in the accident were killed. Another tragic death associated with the movie set was that of Liz Moore. John Richardson, the Omen special effects expert, was driving through the Netherlands with Liz Moore when they were involved in a terrible car accident. Richardson escaped with very minor injuries,
But she
but
was
Moore's head was
unalive.
completely severed when a tire smashed into their vehicle.
Oh!
This incident was eerily reminiscent of a scene in The Omen, in which the character
Oh.
Keith Jennings, investigating Damien's supernatural origins, is decapitated by a sheet of glass that comes loose from a vehicle on a construction site. Richardson later reported that just before the crash, he passed a road sign that read Omen 66.6 kilometers. Make of that what you will, but there's no denying that it's
I think
not
that's
too far
crazy.
off to speculate
I think
that the production of The Omen may have been
Video,
cursed.
the movie shouldn't have been
Or it was
finished.
all just an outrageous coincidence. All that can be said for sure is that The Omen is a very
Not a
iconic
coincidence.
movie, and and the chilling tales that surround its production have only helped to cement that legacy.
I've never watched the movie, and I want to see how this affected the child actor. Sorry guys, let me pause it. I would really love to know, did it have any effect on the child actor of the movie, right? And like, did anything happen with the child actor during the movie filming? Why did we continue to film this movie? Why was this movie completed? I've never watched the movie. I never will watch that movie, especially after hearing that stuff. In Jesus' name. I rebuke it. What? As Berlizzi would say, the Spirit of the Lord is here. Anyways, guys, comment down below which one of these situations you thought was the creepiest. For me, they left the creepiest for last. That Omen movie and filming and all of that stuff, all that stuff that was happening back to back has to be my number one. Absolutely not going to even think about watching that movie. And if I was an actress in production with that, I quit after the first thing happened. Won't get me. My number two would have to be The Conjuring, and that's because I've seen that movie. It's not something that I would watch, you know, again, because it was that creepy. Terrifying. It might not have been creepy to others, but like stuff that's based on real life situations, I don't really mess with it. Don't need them spirits up in my house. Smash the like button if you enjoyed this video, and it'll help me out in the YouTube algorithm. I really appreciate you guys, because you guys never fail. And also make sure that you're subscribed down below. We're on the road to 2,000 subscribers. Thank you all who have joined the fam, and if you want to be a part of it, hit subscribe, turn on your post notifications. It's the bell next to the subscribe button. It will alert you on my future uploads, and then I'll see you guys in the next video. I need to go pray. All right, peace out.